Well, I just built this about 2 weeks ago for a guy. We had lost spark. He literally took it home. It died. It did burn the computer up. One thing I didn't catch when I was building this was this. My trigger has got blown out on here. I'm not sure if it's just from the cheap stator I got or this arcing to the frame. We did put a new one of these in. Obviously, it's a little too late. So we're going to do testing triggers. You're supposed to have a AC peak charger. Okay. I'm going to test some triggers. This is the one that actually came out of the four-wheeler originally. There's your positive. Your frame would be your negative. All your triggers are basically have to have two wires. They're either grounded out through your metal framework, or like this one, and it may be grounded out through there too, but it actually has two wires. I own a voltmeter, very good friend, and what we're going to do to test these triggers is we are going to use a magnet and our voltmeter. When we have continuity, which means complete circuit, this one makes a sound. So we'll do this one first, just to show you. We have this here, and on your flywheel's got a magnetic sensor, and when you go by, each one of those would be a spark. You don't really want to smack your magnet on there and magnetize that thing. So that's one of them. This obviously would be good as long as your gap from your flywheel to your sensor was at the right position. So we'll do this one. This is the original one I took out of that four-wheeler. And I'm actually going to have to hold this on with two hands. And on this one, there is nothing. I mean, I can hammer it. There's no beeps. This trigger's no good. There's a little bitty, probably thin wire or something in there, and when the magnet goes around, it clicks and it completes the circuit, which sends about 1 volt to your computer, telling it to release a spark. Here's a one-wire one. Like I said, on this one, you've got to ground it to the actual frame. So on this, you would want to make sure that your bike was grounded to your frame also, if your electronics are grounded to your frame. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And on this one, so this also is a good trigger. There's a very simple, easy way to test this. Now, if you pulled your stator wires and your trigger wires off of your four-wheeler, technically you could test it this way if you could hear this over the motor turning over. So that's just a real simple way to check out if your trigger is good. And again, I just use this on my buzzer. So if you've got one of those, get a voltmeter. Easy way to test a trigger. Unfortunately, I got to pull that whole four-wheeler apart and do it again. But I stand behind my work. Unfortunately, it's not my work, it's the parts.